In the midnight hour, baby cried, more booze, booze, booze. Just for a change, eh? It's Monday. Right, 2007 live action movie. Not that he was in the 2007 live action movie. Let's bring him in a little bit closer. This is 2007 LAM DREADWING. A character I'm a little mixed about. Moving round to the other side. You can have a little look. Now, okay. Size comparison. Let's start with. I've not been doing size comparisons, and it seems to be the done thing. So let's do size comparison. Let's compare him to Universe Classics 2.0 Acid Storm. Acid Storm's bigger. Not a huge amount bigger, but he is bigger. And better in a realistic kind of way. Acid Storm, when he's in plane mode, is just an F-15 Eagle. And if I ever come across the Starscream version of this, I will actually bite, kill and rape for it all at the same time. Because this is cool, and this is fairly cool. This is tepid. It's not quite cool. It's not lukewarm. It's just tepid. It's somewhere in the middle. It's like a cup of tea that you've been sat on the side for 5 minutes. It's okay, but it's nothing amazing. First of all, he's junky underneath. I always talk about the robot kibble thing. I'm always quite forgiving of the robot kibble thing. But look at that. Look at that. Look at the side. Supposed to, now this is, and I've heard a couple of people talk about this, they don't know what plane it is. It's a MiG-29 Fulcrum. It doesn't take a genius to see that. Anybody knows about aeroplanes. Of course, if you don't know about aeroplanes, then you wouldn't know, to be fair. It's a good, from the top, it's a fantastic representation of a MiG-29 Fulcrum. I've actually seen a MiG-29 Fulcrum do a tail slide, and they are, oh, burpers. They are sublime. They're good aeroplanes, but this thing has got lots and lots of junkarama ding dong underneath, and not so keen. It's got these nice air vents that are springy at the side. They don't do a lot. They are springy, but there's no real reason why. And the other thing is, he's got jets. And if you press the purple buttons on the back there, look, pew! Oh, I caught it. Do that again, Dave. Pew! See. So that's quite cool, and that will turn into his fisties later. He's got no hands, which bothers me a little, but on with transformation. Now, take these blitz, pop them down. Take that, pop it down. Okay, and then his knees are either end, and his feet are in the middle. So you grab that, so just sort of yank bits and then pull them, so you come out like that, and then you can see his legs sort of concertina out, which is quite clever. I can't see how else they would have done it unless they just made a revamp of the Classics mould, but then it would have been a revamp of the Classics mould and not a toy in its own right. So I will forgive it, but I'm not happy. And these would have been a brilliant opportunity to be his knee pads. These bits, look, you can see how they'd have been his knee pads, except that they're on the side, so he's kind of dislocated. But he can be a plane walker. He's a demonstration model. Look. Wow, I never thought of that before. He's going to live like that now on my shelf. So that's his bottom half, and it's you know, he's got his knee joints. His knee joints go forwards and they go like, let's turn it around that way. Knee joints go like that, which is okay. It's alright. It's alright. It's just alright. It's not good. It's not bad. It's indifferent. We can live with indifference. On the side here, the side pieces of the engines, you've got to lift these back, and you can see that there's slots. There's a slot in the wing that pegs into this slot there, and you just tilt this whole mechanism back. We'll do the other one, shall we? So you tilt them back, which gives you a bit of room to start manipulating the figure. You prise the legs apart. Now, you'd think, being at the back, that the average would be there are his legs, but they're not. which I'm quite a fan of, to be fair. So what you do is you pull both of them down, you get the wings out of the way a little bit. Now, 10 to 1, the arms pop off. Because in order to get the arms around the wing, let's do it gently so I don't pop them off and see if we can do it. There, see? But that's only because I've done this thing 1,000 times. So again, we're sort of there, so you pull that, and then you've got a, there we go. So let's cheat, and while we've got it off, it's on a ball joint, there, see? So pop arm back onto the ball joint, and bring both of them out, and then the wings flap down underneath. Now this is where this thing starts to get kind of clever. You take that, yeah, and you flip that down, like that, and you twist it that way. So now his knees work. She's got knees there. There we go. And when you push this, because this is all tucked, see, this is all tucked in together close, and then that comes apart. But I think the idea is, and it doesn't really work, but it's quite a good idea anyway. So when you push this forwards, it springs everything else apart. It just doesn't really work very well, so you have to really get in. But you can see how that's pushy-pulley. And then when you do, all of this is glass, look. And it's all transparent as well. And it kind of, I can't really show you, but you can see through the table, it's all sort of glistening, which is quite nice. So let's get his arms out of the way, turn his arms up the other way, so the wings become his shoulders there, and he's quite clever in that he's not the norm. He's actually, they haven't taken the same old idea and just done a variation on a theme. So what you do is you flip the wings back, so they're at the top of his forearms. So let's turn that around again, flip that like that. There. So now we're 90% there. Okay, so we'll make him stand up. Now, head-wise, he's got no face. Okay, so now this is all split apart. You've just flipped that back, and he's got like one big bad out. Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's redo that. Let's do it so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So his head's up here. That's where his head was. Okay. Yeah. So you just flip his head. Flip the nose back, and he comes up with one giant eye, and he's on this big kind of floppy joint, which I'm not normally a fan of things on neck stalks, but if you bring that right forward, if he wanted to go, oh, what's over, you can see what's over there, and you can see what's over there, and he can have a look in the sky, and he can sort of have a look on the floor. So he's poseable, and because of the cockpit up here, he does have reasonable light piping that comes through the eyepiece. It's not amazing, but it's not rubbish at the same time. And there he is. Let's turn his feet around a little bit. I got bought this by an ex-girlfriend who actually accepted the fact that I liked Transformers and didn't think I was completely insane. She then promptly dumped me about 2 months later. So maybe she did think I was slightly insane, and maybe she was right. So there he is. He's quite a good-looking figure. Let's put his weapons back in his hands, like so. Pop. There we are. So Dreadwing. Pretty cool, if you ask me. I think. I'm just going to pause you a second and do a size comparison with Acid Storm. I won't be a moment. And we're back. So, if I move him out and I stand Acid Storm next to him. Now, Acid Storm was enormous. He was absolutely, if we're getting both in focus, Acid Storm was huge compared to him in plane mode. But in robot mode, while Acid Storm has got the standard humanoid seeker jet sort of body language, I really like the originality. I like the almost braveness when they built him, in that they weren't afraid to get away from being the standard aeroplane fixation, to use inverted commas, that they've got. There you go. Let's get rid of him now. Transformers. live action movie. Trust me, it looks a lot better in the graphic novel, because that's how much of a nerd I am, because I've got the graphic novel. Dreadwing. Marks out of 10. Airplane mode at 7. Would have been a 9 if it hadn't been all for the kibble underneath. Robot mode. 8. Not brilliant. Not the best, but not rubbish. Transformation, quite ingenious, but again falls down because of all the big bloody feety things underneath. So we'll get another 8. Can't be asked to add it up. And thank you for watching. Still, just go outside, play with the bunnies, look at the sea, go somewhere, do something. Thank you very much. Bye.